I woke up in the hospital, IV in my arm, monitors blinking, pain blooming everywhere. I looked toward the door, expected my mom, expected my sister, expected someone with my last name, but it wasn't them. It was Leo. Leather jacket, tired eyes, a man I hadn't seen in 2 years. He didn't say anything, just walked in. Sat down, like he belonged. I tried to speak. Nothing came out, he noticed. Poured water, held it steady. I didn't ask why he was there. I didn't ask where they were, I just drank. 10 minutes passed, he still hadn't explained. Didn't touch his phone, didn't ask what hurt. Then he said, "Your mom told me you'd want someone familiar around." I blinked. That wasn't a reason. That wasn't an answer. That wasn't the truth. When the nurse walked in with a clipboard, Leo stood up to let her pass. She smiled, said, "Time to update your chart." She flipped a page, froze, then looked at me, looked at Leo, her voice lowered. "You already signed the financial authorization." "Right." I didn't know what she meant. She pointed. A signature, my name, shaky, in blue ink. The world slowed down, my leg throbbed, my ribs screamed. But what hurt most was seeing a signature. I didn't remember signing, because I'd been unconscious. For the last 3 days, Leo didn't look surprised, didn't flinch, didn't ask what was wrong. He just stared at the paper, then at me, like waiting for me to react first. I didn't. The nurse cleared her throat. "You signed this yesterday afternoon." I shook my head, slow, controlled. "I wasn't awake yesterday." She blinked, double-checked the file. "Well, it has your name on it." I asked to see the page. She hesitated. Leo didn't. He took it, held it in both hands, read every line like it might explode, then handed it to me. It wasn't just any form. It was a power of attorney, emergency financial access, temporary but binding, signed by me, approved, stamped, authorized recipient, Sophia Tran, my sister, the one who once borrowed $4,000 to cover rent, and forgot I existed the moment she moved out. My heart didn't race, my chest didn't rise, but my stomach clenched. Like I just swallowed broken glass, Leo finally spoke. "They said you agreed, verbally, before the accident." I didn't answer, because I hadn't. Because I remember every word I said. Before that car hit me. And sure, give Sophia access to all my money. Wasn't one of them. "Alina," he tried again, but I wasn't listening. I was staring at my own name. At handwriting that looked like mine, but didn't feel like mine, and realizing. The crash didn't put me in danger. My family did. This wasn't new. It was just louder. At 17, I was already paying bills, not mine, theirs. Groceries, phone top-ups. That one surprise root canal mom said she'd repay me for never happened. At 19, I covered the roof repair. Rain leaked through Sophia's room. She posted a selfie with a caption. "Nothing like a clean ceiling and self-care, no thank you." No mention, just assumed. At 20, I lent her rent. She called it a sister investment. The return, a birthday text 2 days late. "Sorry, busy week." And at 21, I got erased. My dad left us a house, split between me and Sophia. 50-50, it was in the will, but Mom, she filed a property adjustment before probate. Reason? "Alina's unstable, she works online." That's not real. The court sided with her, said I could contest it, but who has time to fight blood? When you're busy surviving, so I didn't. I folded, like I always did, and they learned something dangerous, that I wouldn't bite. But here's the thing about quiet daughters. We don't bark, we build. And when we come back with teeth. They came on a Wednesday, Mom with a fruit basket. Sophia in heels too loud for a hospital. They didn't knock. Just waltzed in. Like this was brunch. Mom smiled like nothing happened. "How are you feeling, honey?" Sophia leaned in, kissed the air next to my cheek, too fast to mean it. I asked before they could pivot, "Did you sign anything in my name?" The smiles twitched, then froze. Sophia was faster. "We thought you knew. It's just with the wedding coming up, I need to stabilize the property title. And since you're not using the house." Not using it, because I was in ICU, because they didn't even call for 3 days. Mom cleared her throat. "You said you didn't want drama. This avoids court." I looked straight at her. "I never signed anything." Silence, heavy, stupid. Sophia changed the subject, pulled out a tiny envelope, a Starbucks gift card. "For recovery. Thought it'd cheer you up." That's when it broke. Not my ribs, not my bank account. My patience. "I nearly died," I said, "and you brought me a gift card." And forged my signature. Sophia blinked, like she didn't see the problem, like I was the drama. Mom whispered, "We just did what was best." Best for who? They left soon after, said something about parking, didn't look back, didn't ask if I had water or insurance or anything, just walked out like I'd already survived, so I should be fine, but I was. And I wouldn't be. Until this stopped being normal. Leo came back the next night. No flowers, no excuses, just a file folder in his hand. He sat by the window, didn't touch the chair beside me, didn't ask how I was doing. "I owe you something," he said. "Maybe an explanation, maybe a warning, you decide." Turns out he signed it, the proxy form, the document with my forged signature. "Your mom said you gave verbal consent, that it was urgent, that they just needed a signature to finalize things before your surgery." She looked convincing. She always does. He paused, but then I saw Sophia post on Facebook, "Finally mine," with a picture of the deed. And something didn't feel right. So he checked the notary stamp, got a copy, brought it to me. "You don't have to forgive me," he said, "but you deserve to know who really moved the knife." His voice didn't shake, but his eyes did. "I didn't come to win you back, Alina. I came to make sure they don't win again." I didn't say anything, just nodded. Because for once, someone didn't ask me to perform. They just showed up. To return what had always been mine. I didn't confront them, didn't scream, didn't post. I called Lena. She picked up on the first ring. "You still need that lawyer I mentioned." By noon, I had one. By evening, we had the documents, the form, voidable. Especially with proof I never agreed. Turns out, ICU room's record audio. And mine had a nurse asking, "Can you confirm consent for the financial proxy?" My voice, "What proxy?" "No. I don't want anyone handling my finances but me." We clipped that part, sent it to the notary office, then sent a certified letter to my mother, and to Sophia, and to the registrar's office holding the deed. The tone wasn't angry. It was precise. "If the signature isn't revoked within 7 days, we will file for medical financial fraud, impersonation under duress, and forgery." No hashtags, no drama, just facts, timestamps, receipts. I didn't want revenge. I wanted my name back. That night I turned off my phone and slept, like someone who had finally locked her door. From the inside, 3 days later, Billing called. I thought it was a mistake, a new fee. Another signature stolen. But the woman said, "No, your balance is 0. I froze. Sorry, what? Someone paid it in full, quietly. No name listed on record, but there's a note. She read it out loud. For her freedom, for her choice. Sell. I knew who it was. Leo. He didn't ask for thanks. Didn't text to brag, didn't even stay, but he paid. So I could fight back without being held hostage by debt. Later that week, I walked into our old cafe. He was already there, same table by the window. I sat down, no small talk. Why? He didn't flinch. Because the first time I didn't protect you. This time I wanted you to have room to choose. I didn't hug him, didn't cry. I just whispered, "Thank you, not for the money, for not needing me to owe you." And for the first time since I woke up in that hospital bed, I felt like I belonged to no one's version of me, just my own. I didn't move back home. Didn't even tell them I'd left the city. Instead, I signed a lease. 1-room cabin, mountains, no Wi-Fi, plenty of silence. I bought second-hand furniture, painted the walls a soft gray, set up my laptop on a desk facing the forest. My hand shook when I clicked submit. Not from fear, from peace. Then I opened my contacts list, deleted Mom, deleted Sophia. I didn't block them. I didn't need to. Some things don't need doors slammed, just no longer opened. I added a new name to my emergency contact, Leo. No label, no title, just someone who showed up. When no one else did, I sent one email. I'm not cutting anyone off. I'm just done being available to be used. This time, I choose who has access. No reply, only silence. But this time, it wasn't mine to carry. Last month, I signed another paper, not under anesthesia, not for anyone else's convenience, not with a pen someone else handed me. It was a lease, a real one under my name, no witnesses needed. I looked at my own handwriting. Careful, firm, still shaky, still mine. It wasn't about the cabin. It wasn't about freedom. It was about the line I drew. Between who I was expected to be and who I finally became, this time. The signature meant something, because I was awake, because I chose, because it was mine, completely. Finally, mine.